Let's learn how to solve an income elasticity of demand question. Consider the perfectly competitive market for canned green beans. Demand is described by the function 50 minus 2p minus 0.25i, where I is average daily income. Let's suppose that the price of a can of green beans is $1 and the current average daily income is $160. With this information, we're going to determine the income elasticity of demand for canned green beans, and we're going to figure out if canned green beans are a normal good or an inferior good. What do we need to know in order to solve this question? We need to have a demand function. We also need to know the price of the good as well as the daily income. How do we solve an income elasticity of demand question? We just need to apply the relevant formula. So that formula is income over quantity demanded times the partial derivative of the demand function with respect to income. Let's solve this question. What do we know? We know the demand, the price, and the income. We're trying to find the income elasticity of demand. And we know that the relevant formula is this income elasticity of demand formula. So to solve this question, we have I provided. We need to find Q. And we're going to do that by substituting P, which is price, and I, which is income, into the demand curve to find Q. So I have Q is equal to 50 minus 2 times $1 minus 0.25 times $160. So doing a little math, 2 times 1 is obviously 2. 0.25 times 160. If you don't like decimals, I get it. Decimals are a little hard to work with in your head. You can think of this as a fraction instead. 1/4 times 160. That must be 40. So we have Q is equal to 50 minus 2 minus 40. Well, 50 minus 42 is 8. So when price is $1 and average income is $160, the number of units of green beans consumed is 8. The next thing we have to do is we need to compute that partial derivative of the demand function with respect to I. So we look at our demand function, we note any terms that have an I in them. The final term has an I. When we take this partial derivative, all the other terms are going to drop out. So we're really just differentiating the third term, the negative 0.25i. We're differentiating with respect to I. So what we're going to have is that multiplicative constant, negative 0.25. Now we have all of the parts of the formula, so we can just apply the formula, filling in what we know. We get the income elasticity of demand is equal to income of 160 over the quantity of 8 times that partial derivative of negative 0.25. Now we just need to do a little bit of simplification. I'm going to rewrite this as a fraction to make my life a little easier. 160 over 8 times negative 1/4. I can cancel the 4 with the 160 and turn it into a 40. And all I have left is negative 40 over 8, which is 5. So the income elasticity of demand is negative 5. Now that we know the income elasticity of demand is negative 5, we can answer our second question, which is, are canned green beans a normal good or an inferior good? Answering this question is all about looking at the sign of the income elasticity of demand. Our good in question, canned green beans, is an inferior good. And the reason why we know it's an inferior good is because the income elasticity of demand was negative. If instead we had observed a positive value, we would have concluded that this good was normal.